Dawn broke quietly over Okero, but the town's silence was heavy, like air before a storm. The news had started to spread in whispers. They found Mama Risi. Some said it was a lie, others said the gods had revealed her body. But those who saw Tunde's eyes that morning knew it wasn't rumor, it was Judgment Day. Officer Bamidele paced nervously as Tunde entered, dripping from the morning rain. In his hand was the red notebook, sealed in a brown envelope. "Sir, are you really going to the palace with this? You know what the chief can do." Tunde dropped the envelope on the table. "If we fear power, we become its slaves. Mama Risi died because she stood between truth and men who sell it. That ends today." Bamidele hesitated. "Then at least take backup." Tunde smiled faintly. "Backup is good, but courage is better." He picked up his old leather bag, tucked his revolver inside, and left. The courtyard was full. Elders sat in their flowing agbadas, villagers gathered at the edges, and drummers beat slow, uneasy rhythms. Word had reached the chief that Tunde was coming with evidence. When he arrived, even the drummers stopped. "Detective Ajala," said Chief Odebi, forcing a smile. "Back again? Have you come to apologize for your accusations?" "No, sir," Tunde replied evenly. "I came to present truth, whether it pleases you or not." He opened the brown envelope and held up the notebook. This belonged to Mama Risi. In it, she recorded payments, bribes, to several names, including yours. And last night, we recovered her body near the river. Witnesses confirmed she was taken there by your driver and your market agent, Kunle. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Chief Odebeyi's expression hardened. Lies, the words of a desperate man protecting a murderer. Tunle stepped closer. "Then explain this." He pulled out the calabash marked with the charcoal circle. "Your palace charm, found with the men who killed her. The same symbol painted on her wall to warn her before she died." Chief Odebeyi's voice grew sharp. "You think you can drag the palace into the mud? You think Lagos laws work here? This is Okearo." "Then let Okearo hear her own truth," Tunde said calmly. "Your power can silence tongues, but not blood. Mama Risi kept your secrets, but her grave has opened them." The crowd murmured louder. A few elders exchanged uneasy glances. Some villagers began to nod, whispering, "It's true, it's true." The chief slammed his staff on the ground. "Guards, arrest this man for treason." But the guards hesitated. They had heard too much. One of them stepped back instead of forward. Another dropped his spear. In the confusion, Tola emerged from the crowd, tears streaming but voice strong. "You killed my mother. She fed your family, served your guests, and you killed her for honesty." Her cry broke the air like thunder. Tunde raised his voice above the noise. "Chief Odebeyi, you stand accused of corruption, cover-up, and murder. If there is still justice in Okearo, you will answer for all three." The chief turned pale. He tried to speak, but his driver, the same man Kunle had named, suddenly bolted from the palace gate. The crowd surged, shouting. Officers chased him, and in the chaos, the chief stumbled back, clutching his chest. He collapsed beside his throne. The drummers stopped again. The sun dipped low over Okearo. The palace compound was quiet, guarded now by real police from the district. Chief Odebeyi was alive, but in custody, awaiting trial. Kunle and the driver had confessed. The red notebook became evidence. Tunde sat outside the station, tired but calm. Tola came to stand beside him, her eyes softer now. "You kept your promise," she said quietly. "No," Tunde replied. "Your mother did. She wrote her truth before the darkness came." Tola smiled faintly, looking at the horizon. "Maybe Okearo will change now." Tunde exhaled. "Maybe, but change is slow. Like justice, it walks, it doesn't run." They stood in silence, listening to the night birds begin their song. For the first time in weeks, the air of Okearo felt lighter. But in the back of Tunde's mind, he knew, where truth exposes one shadow, another always waits behind it. 3 weeks had passed since Chief Odebeyi's arrest, and Okearo had begun to breathe again. The market buzzed with cautious laughter. Women sold freely, children ran through the alleys, and the police station, once ignored, now stood as a symbol of truth. But Detective Tunde Agyala knew peace in a town like Okearo never stayed long. It only waited. The chief's trial drew crowds from nearby towns. Inside the small courtroom, heat shimmered and murmurs filled the air. Tunde sat quietly at the back, the red notebook displayed before the magistrate as Exhibit A. Kunle had testified, trembling, his words confirming everything: the bribery, the threats, and the night Mamarisi was killed. When judgment came, it was short and final. Chief Odebeyi was sentenced to life imprisonment. The courtroom gasped. Some cheered, others whispered prayers. Tunde simply closed his eyes. Justice had arrived, slow, heavy, but real. The rain returned that evening, washing the market streets. Tola sat behind her mother's stall, now restored and freshly painted. A small sign above it read, "Mamarisi's Ogi, the truth stands." Tunde stopped by, wearing his usual calm expression. "You kept the stall," he said. Tola smiled softly. "It's what she would have wanted. I'll continue her work." He nodded. "Good. The town needs honest hands more than ever." For a moment, silence sat comfortably between them, until Tola leaned forward. "Detective, do you ever stop, even now that the case is closed?" Tunde gave a short laugh. "Cases close, but people don't change so easily. Justice is a river. If you don't watch it, it turns red again." As he turned to leave, Aisha, Mamarisi's old friend, hurried towards them holding a folded letter. "Detective, this came for you. No name, just your title." Tunde took the envelope. The handwriting was careful, unfamiliar. Inside was a single line written in blue ink. Not all the money was the chief's. The rest belonged to the ones in uniform. He looked up sharply. "Who brought this?" Aisha shrugged. "A boy from the next village said someone gave him 10 naira to deliver it." Tunde folded the letter slowly, eyes distant. The storm he thought had ended was beginning again, quietly, under new names. Tunde sat on his veranda, listening to crickets and the hum of the generator in the distance. He poured himself a cup of palm wine, the night breeze soft on his face. From the shadows, Officer Bamidele approached. "Sir, we've been hearing talk from the district station. Some senior officers want that notebook. They say it's part of other investigations." Tunde did not look up. "Let them come. The truth is not for sale." Bamidele nodded nervously. "Still, sir, you should be careful." Tunde smiled faintly. "I always am." He leant back, watching lightning flash over the hills. Somewhere beyond those hills, corruption was already shifting, changing names, hiding behind new faces. But for tonight, Okearo slept in fragile peace, thanks to one woman's courage and one detective's stubborn faith in truth. Tunde lifted his cup to the stars. "Rest well, Mamarisi," he murmured. "We're still fighting." The thunder rolled again, gentle, distant, and watchful.